What is up, everybody? I am Cole Wright, your host of the Three Wiggle Golf Show, where we talk shop, always go 4 and 2, and never ever three putt. First, thank y'all for being here and supporting the show. If this is your first time, Mondays we release a new episode. I think you're starting to get the hang of that, albeit this is going to be released late Monday night, so you're probably not even going to catch it till Tuesday. But that is our weekly wrap episode. We talk about the previous week in professional golf, who won, who lost, who's trending. Then we give our expert picks on the upcoming week as to who we think will find themselves in the winner's circle. Along with that, we'll have guests on the show a couple times a month to talk about their life, business, and love for the links. And we're going to get into this episode with my guy Spencer, per usual, to talk about the Cognizant Classic. But before we dip into that, we're going to talk about the man of the hour, one Spencer, matched his all-time low a couple days ago. And early out of the gates into the season. That's good. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, it was a fun round. It was kind of heartbreaking. I had 4 really good looks at birdie on the last 4 holes that I just couldn't get to go down to get her in the 60s. But that was definitely the most what do I want to call it, professional 70 I've shot. I mean, I made 3 birdies, 1 bogey, and just made a lot of pars that were, fairly routine pars. I wasn't making like super long putts. I made a lot of putts inside of 10 feet.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just kind of what you got to do. But yeah, wedges were really, really good. All weekend I was just missing it in the correct spots. Really.
Yeah. What was your, obviously you were having a ball striking day, it sounds like. I'm guessing you weren't scrambling all day long, right? Saving pars.
Yeah, I mean, I had 31 putts. I think I hit 14 greens.
That's a good day.
Yeah, it was.
That's above tour average. So.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's not the best I've ever struck it, but I was just like the misses were good misses.
Yeah.
Right. It was a lot of misses all day, but they were relatively pretty good misses for the most part. So
fat side of the green, fat side of the hole. Yeah, short side yourself. Yeah. Is that your first time under par at Staley?
Yeah. I shot even there 2 years ago. Which that was like my first time playing it 2 years ago in like 8 years, and then then level Saturday. I actually had a pretty good one going Sunday as well, and I was 1 under, a little different style, but I was 1 under going into 11, and in Jake Knapp style made a triple.
Oh no! Dang it! What'd you finish up with there?
78. Yeah, I kind of fell apart after that triple.
That's deflating.
Yeah. I was kind of feeling it too. If you've ever played Staley, 10, 11, 12, or I think they call it oh shit corner there, because it's tough, really tough.
Okay. I can't wait to see that for the first time.
Yeah, it's really tough. I could have gotten the round kind of back on the rails after that. I 3-putted twice. Both of those 3 putts were for pars as well, so could have made a couple birdies and maybe had a little bit better juju coming into last couple of holes, but I was kind of over it after that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I thought, we had talked last summer and you said you hadn't broken par before. That's why I shared that on my story for those of you guys listening, but he'd broken par. He just hadn't he's not shot in the 60s yet. So that's coming. I think that's definitely coming this year with you, obviously coming out of the gates, playing good golf already, were you at Brendan's place last winter? Did you have access to his?
So no.
So maybe a little bit of credit to that. Probably, coming out this season a little more fresh because you've been making more swings in the off season.
Yep, just keeping some form. Yeah. I credit a lot of it probably to just what I've learned with Brendan, and when I'm missing it, I am able to make it a manageable miss now. We definitely got to work on some long irons sometime. I think I'm actually going to go to them Thursday. So 5 iron cost me cost me like 6 strokes on Sunday.
Just
But
just bad mishits.
yeah, just thin and toey. That was what it was. But
Yeah.
we'll address it and get better.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, good stuff. Great round. That was really good to see. Yeah, Cognizant Classic, dude. Like you said, we'll touch on Jake Knapp, man. He was leading it for three and a half rounds. I mean, he was leading it after 10, and then he got to 11, and that kind of shocked me, honestly. Like, given that he's won on tour, I'm surprised that he didn't take that. He was trying to be aggressive, and he just caught it a little fat. But like, you got to hit that ball long at that pin all day long, with water short. So it kind of caught me off guard.
He just didn't really have his best stuff all day. And, I'm not going to sit here and say that the pressure gets to him, but when he won the Mexico last year, he also didn't have his best stuff from tee to green. That day, he just chipped and putted the lights out of it on the final day. His scrambling was really, really good that final day.
Yeah.
And he was kind of the same way. Front nine, he was managing it, but he wasn't striking it.
He was 2 under going into 11 on this day,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? With no bogeys. So, like...
Yeah. That just kind of shows how good of a player he actually is. I mean, the guy has so many shots.
Yeah.
And he kind of shows that, too. I mean, he likes to hit some low penetrating ball flights, and obviously with his ball speed, he can launch it up in the stratosphere anytime he needs to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that the pressure necessarily got to him, but he definitely didn't. He just was a little bit uneasy, just didn't have his best stuff.
Yeah.
And that'll happen.
Well, he had it in his head that he starts out his week with a 59, and then he maintains the lead 2 days in a row, despite, you have so much pressure on yourself when you shoot a 59, because you go, especially on a Thursday, where you go, okay, well, now there's no reason for me not to find myself at the top of the leaderboard come Sunday, because you got such a wide gap to start with, So, and he did what most guys typically do after dropping a 59, which is a round or two around par, and then he lets guys get back into the chase. And so, yeah, it was tough to see him, and I hated that for him. That was really deflating. But Joe Highsmith, young gun, getting his first win, which, I mean, that's huge, dude. I mean, that's huge news. Really good stuff. And he just went fucking lights out on the weekend, dude. I mean, he just torched the golf course for
he did.
36 holes. I mean, that was the lowest weekend score at PGA National ever, 128.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you watch much of the broadcast on Sunday?
Yeah, I watched, let's see, what did I watch? I watched like the first 6-7 holes of the final groups teeing off. I missed like the middle part, and then I watched like the last 7 holes.
Okay. Did you see, what was the story with Fred Couples and Highsmith's caddy?
So Highsmith's caddy is Joe LaCava's son, Joe Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. That's
and obviously,
cool.
Freddie and Joe, was on the bag back in the 80s,
Yeah,
90s.
yeah.
So, yeah, it was a good storyline. Really good storyline.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing. I don't know if you noticed, I found this interesting, though. Jake Knapp, have you ever seen, he has the Anaheim Duck logo on all of his polos. He's sponsored by
correct,
the Anaheim Ducks, the NHL team.
That started on his.
I found that interesting.
Yeah, so he's I want to say his dad is good friends with the CEO, and during his Corn Ferry Tour days, obviously him being from LA, was able to basically just get in cahoots with him, and he was like, "I'll help you get out there." So that's how that started. Yeah, it's cool. It is cool. Yeah, it's pretty unique. You don't see
that.
No, you don't. Yeah. So whenever Knapp fell out of it, it brought in a lot of guys who hadn't had a first win a chance to, to clinch it. I mean, who else was chasing right there? So you had obviously Highsmith, who had a shot or two lead. Let me pull it up really quick, because there was a few names that I was like, man, they could, you had Ben Griffin, I think, right?
Yeah, Ben Griffin had a few chances. I think Michael Kim was kind of there.
Yeah, he had a chance, and then he fell off. Yeah, him and Knapp were playing together. JJ Spawn was another guy.
Yeah, he posted one early. What was Bridge.
Jacob
something.
Bridgman. Yeah.
He posted a really good round early. I
Yeah,
thought
he shot 64 too.
Yeah, that 17 under. I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, these guys still have the bear trap left. I thought that was probably actually going to get him into a playoff, but
Yeah.
Highsmith had other plans.
Dude, I mean, well, when he rolled in that birdie on 17 from 25 feet, it was like, this dude can't miss today.
Mm-hmm.
He just, yeah, it looked good. I don't even know. I didn't catch where Highsmith went to school at. Do you know?
I have no idea. No,
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the first times hearing of him.
Yeah. I've seen him on the leaderboard a few times. I mean, he's young. He's only 24 years old. But I've seen him play, and I've seen his name on the leaderboard a few times. So Pepperdine. So he went to the same place that Sahith played. Yeah. So I'm guessing they were probably teammates for maybe a year or two because they're pretty close in age. But yeah, dude, it was a great tournament. Everybody, did you see what Billy said to Knapp on Thursday? He goes, so Jake shoots 59. He's like, I feel like I shot 4 over and I shot 5 under.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of ripped the course a little bit early in the week for some of the Renos because it was yielding a little bit lower scores than normal.
Considerably, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it kind of did all week. But I don't know. They had Jack on there. He did kind of make a good point. He's like, if a golf course doesn't yield itself to a good golf shot, then it's not a very good golf course.
Yeah.
So, not like that. They probably could grow the rough up there and make it quite a bit tougher than when it played this week. But
yeah,
I mean, overall, I think it's a pretty darn good golf course, and
still
made for a great tournament. It was a packed leaderboard up at the top. So
yeah, going into Sunday was 20 guys within 4 shots of the lead. I mean that does not happen very often. So
yeah, that's what you want to see. So
absolutely. Well, next week we got a signature event, one of my favorite events of the year, and the Arnold Palmer Classic at Bay Hill. Tigers just fucking torched that place 8 times. That's just bananas, by the way. Let's just pause on that really quick. I saw that note that there's only one player that's ever won at a course 7 times. Only one, and it's Tiger. And he's done it at 3 courses, and he's won 8 times at each of them.
Yeah, so it's what is it? Torrey, and
yep.
Bay Hill, and then
Firestone in Ohio.
Ohio. Yep. I was gonna say Ohio. I couldn't think of the name of the course. So
yeah,
it's wild.
It's just, I mean, to think that dude's got 24 wins between 3 golf courses is just stupid.
Speaking of that, so he's at 81 or 82 wins.
82. Zozo was his last win in 2020.
He's tied with Snead's.
Yeah, but I mean, really, he's not, because pretty much when the conversation gets brought up, everybody dismisses Snead's win because one of Snead's win wasn't an individual event.
Yeah, that's
like it was like a team event. So
yeah,
you got to give it.
I watched a clip from another podcast tonight where like some of the tournaments were like 36-hole tournaments. One of them was an 18-hole tournament.
Yeah. Right.
Not very legit wins like Tigers.
Correct. Yeah. Yes. Not 72 holes, all individual stroke play events. Right. Yeah. Well, I guess to be fair, his Dell match play is in there, but I mean, that's an individual win too. So, but yeah, so Bay Hill, great golf course, really tough. You won, obviously. So going back to our picks last week, I had Daniel Berger, you had Luke Clanton, and he was leading the way in our bet all week long until literally hole 12 or 13 on the back 9, and he goes double bogey. He finishes 18 with a birdie, but it was too far gone, and Clanton just played another great week of consistent high level golf.
Yeah. Talk about man, Clanton. I mean, that's some huevos that he's got on him to not turn pro and just take the tour card and play right now.
I know. I know.
Going to play for the worst college in the country.
If you're listening, that's coming from a diehard Gators fan.
Yeah. I mean, I would think it would be so cool, if he just went to pretty much any other school. I would think it's cool what he's doing, but I hate it because it goes there.
Yeah. Well, to your point, it is concerning. Like, okay, I get it. He's got good parents and he's got a good circle of people that are encouraging him to stay. But it's like, dude, the amateurs of today are way better and way more prepared and in a way better headspace to go out and compete than they were in the year 2000. You look at Nick Dunlap, and what he did last year, and guys that come out of college, turn pro, and win immediately. That is happening all the time. We're seeing more and more and more first-time PGA Tour winners year over year than we ever have. It's not this. It's not. We're gone with the era that is a half a dozen golfers that are dominating the tour. Decade over decade. So I am curious. I'm like, dude, you're good enough. Just turn pro, take the money, start getting after it. I mean, what's he going to do? Is he going to wait until the end of his college season and the national championship this spring and turn pro? I mean, do you know? Have you heard anything?
That's his plan. He says he's going to go back and win a national championship and then, go on the tour. Which, I mean, if he's able to do it, more credit to him. I hope he doesn't, because that would mean Florida State wins the national championship. But
does Florida do they have a good golf team? Relatively speaking, yeah,
they do. I mean, we won it 2 years ago.
Yeah, I do remember that
a couple of years ago. But yeah, we've got some good sticks. Ian Gilligan is, he's a heck of a player. You'll see him on tour. Luke Poulter is a pretty darn good player. There's a few good sticks on the team.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, who you got, man? Who you got for the Arnold Palmer?
Yeah, I am gonna use the big gun here, and
you're just gonna drop the D, huh?
I'm gonna use a big gun. He's got some pretty good finishes here. I'm gonna take Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, he won it 4 years ago, I think. So it's not a bad move.
He's got multiple top tens in the last 5 years. Yeah, he's good.
Well, it's as I was looking at the leaderboard, or as I was looking at the field, you gotta, if you want to give somebody the best chance to win, you gotta find somebody who hits the ball straight, because the rough out there it's like Torrey. If you don't hit it straight, and it's really long, it's a really long golf course. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go with Hideki. He hits it straight. He's a good iron player. He's had some good finishes there. So that's kind of a power matchup that we got going there. That's a little unconventional from what we've done so far. So Rory versus Hideki, and then who's your alternate?
Yeah, alternate's going to be Harris English.
Okay.
Also has some pretty good finishes out there. Won this year, so should be
another guy. Another guy that drives it straight. I'm going to go with Denny McCarthy. I feel like he's playing well right now. He's trending. So unlikely that Hideki and Rory withdraw, but should that happen, we'll see. Yeah, definitely hope not. Yeah, man. And then I also saw Xander's in the field, so I think that's his first event of the year.
Yeah, it's a pretty stacked field.
And then Scotty's obviously there.
Scotty's in there. Yeah. It should be a pretty fun tournament this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, he's in the field. Yeah, Max Homa is in the field, and he didn't play last week, and so I'm hopeful to see a good week out of him. Which, given that he's been playing poorly, I wonder if the difficulty of Bay Hill is going to exacerbate that, or if he's flushed it, if he's been working and he's going to come out and play good golf. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
I mean, I think he's been driving the ball really well so far on tour. He's just been a little bit too aggressive with some of his iron shots.
He was short-siding himself all week at Torrey.
Yeah. So he did go with a different swing coach. He left whoever he was with forever, and he went with a different swing coach. And I guess
who's he with now?
I should have maybe researched that a little before I went on here, but
that's all right.
He's got his swing in a place where he feels like it's easier for him to draw the ball, which, I mean, he's been known as someone that just cuts everything, right? I mean, draws like a 3 wood and pretty much everything else.
And
it's cuts.
So it's this guy. I've never heard of him. John Scott Rattan. No clue who this guy is. I don't know if he goes by John or Scott, but yeah, that's his name. So see what we see. See what we
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. I mean, he seems to be driving the ball well, so that could play dividends out there. And I think Max has some decent finishes out there.
Bay Hill.
At Bay
Yeah, I
Hill.
didn't look.
It was either the article I was reading either was saying he's a notable name that doesn't have good finishes there or has had good
Yeah.
finishes there. I could have read a little bit more into that, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, a lot of good names in the field. So hope to see them play well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna look up really quick, since because now you kind of piqued my interest because I'm curious how um how Max is how he's finished out here at Bay Hill just because if he has played well then he's going to be able to draw from those experiences and
Mhm.
um tournament, there we go, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, and then Arnold Palmer. So it looks like Max has, yeah, he's got some good finishes here. So he's got, oh yeah, man, he's played this tournament 5 times and his worst finish is T24. So T8 last year, T14, T17, T10, T24. So yeah, look for Max Homa to have a good week out at Bay Hill.
Hope so. Hope
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
It's got to help not putting on those nasty Poana greens from the East Coast. I mean,
Yeah,
you either love those or you
from the
hate them,
West
I
Coast, you
think.
mean? Yeah,
Or
yeah,
yeah, from the West Coast. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've never putted on Poa. Oh, actually, that's not true. I did one time, the Farmers Insurance pre-qualifier that I did. But honestly, I think for me personally, there was a level of like naivete that I just never putted on them before. So I just went out just because they don't have grain that affects it like
Hmm.
Bermuda, but it's more of the bumpiness that gets caught up and how it changes throughout the day. So I just didn't even think twice about it. Um,
There is something to that playing a golf course that you don't necessarily know and being a little bit naive and just
yes.
sending it
Yeah,
everywhere.
just go out and just go out and grip it and rip it. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the first time whenever I played Excelsior Country Club. The first time I played it, I shot 67. I never played it, and there's blind tee shots out there all over the place.
Hmm.
And that's exactly what happened. You just go out and bomb it and
Yeah.
hit it.
Yeah. When I
Yeah,
played the Paynes Valley Invitational this last fall, which that's where Payne Stewart grew up. Playing
yeah,
was Hickory Hills there in Springfield,
yeah.
and I mean, it's a pretty tight
I've
tree
I've
line
heard
golf
it's a
course,
dicey golf course and a lot of hills
and
and undulation, right?
yeah, and
Yeah,
I mean, I busted driver all over that place, and the guy that was playing with me, he had played it quite a few times. He's like, yeah, dude, you must really like the driver. I was like, yeah, I guess I probably just don't have the scar tissue out here that you
yeah,
probably have. You've played this
right.
a few more times than I have. I don't know any better, so I'm just gonna
Yeah,
tee her up and hit her good. I mean, I was,
yeah,
striping the driver that week, so why not hit it?
yeah, yeah. Um, well, man, you got baby number 2 coming in hot around the corner. How's Lillian feeling? Is she feeling like baby's coming early of the due date, or what's the thought?
Baby is big,
Yeah,
compared to what Elle was. Yeah, she is, I would say, pretty ready for it to be here.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've got, induction March 24th. So,
Okay,
that's pretty much the latest that we'll go. So,
okay.
uh, yeah, it's exciting.
Exciting stuff, man.
Yeah.
God, yeah, that's really good stuff. Yeah, well, hopefully first week of April or, a couple weeks, second week of April or something, we'll get, that'll settle down a little bit for you and we can play some golf and film.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. What else do we need to cover? Is there anything else that's burning in your head?
How was your golf this weekend? Back
It
out at
was,
CCC finally.
yeah, back out of CCC. That was the first round out there. It was really windy and it was cold. I played okay. on the front. I had 2 soft bogeys, but other than that, I had 7 pars. And then we were drinking, and I had 6 high noons, and so I got a little tipsy on the back 9 and ended up finished with a 78. So that wasn't great, and it's not an excuse, but it is how the day rolled. And then earlier in the week, I was traveling, played this course in Tulsa. It was really windy, and I played a really good round of golf. I shot 1 over 72. And then let's see, when did I played right before that? I don't know. I shot 78, 72, 78. So not great, not fantastic, but
is it Sand Station?
Sand Station, thank you, in Wichita, yeah, or in Newton, yeah, where that Monday qualifier is that I did, which that sucked. But like I said, I put on my story, we played that when we played that golf course, we played it at like 7,100 yards. Maybe it was like 770, 50, something like that. But there was a few, like the first hole out there is 480 yards, and it was straight into the wind, par 4. So yeah, it's a big golf course. But yeah, just eager to keep playing, man. I feel like typically in the past winters, I've been able to sneak out for at least like 2 or 3 rounds in December between snow days, 2 or 3 rounds in January, and that just wasn't the case this year. We had snow, and then we had a lot of cold weather that kept the snow around. So I'm just eager. I'm just excited to be out there seeing the ball fly more than anything. Let the scores aside, but
yeah. Are you guys supposed to be getting rain tomorrow down there?
all day long. It's raining all day. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
And then we've got snow in the forecast for Wednesday.
What?
It's a small chance, but there is snow in the forecast for Wednesday. I mean, the high is up above 39, so I don't imagine it's going to stick or anything like that. But
yeah.
Well, yes.
I wish you wouldn't have even told me that. I wish I would have found out on myself, because now I'm anticipating it. Damn it.
Yeah.
But, oh man. All right, man. Well, I think that brings us to an end here for this weekly wrap. Looking forward to this week. We put a good matchup together in Rory versus Hideki. That's fun.
Yeah,
so
that's a fun one.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'll see you next Sunday, and we'll do it again.
Okay. Sounds good, buddy.
All right, buddy. Talk to you later.